planner through recording.
Don't worry about that, sorry.
I am your Synod gift planner through Lutheran Foundation of the Southwest. I want to start by thanking you all for having me. Thank you, Pastor Will and Elizabeth, for having me for your final Sunday of your Silver Smart series. Our topic for today is going to be legacy planning. I represent many Lutheran ministries and offer a service that is available to all Lutherans through their church for end-of-life stewardship. And together in the next 20 minutes, we're going to explore the practical side of giving to the Lord's work when you least need it, at the end of your life. So to set the intention this morning for our legacy seminar, I would like to start with a reading from the 24th Psalm, verses 1 and 2. The earth is the Lord's and all that is in it, the world and those who live in it, for he has founded it on the seas and established it on the rivers. This scripture is a realization that we have been blessed with resources to use as good stewards for the glory of God. We become wise stewards by seeing how we can benefit others and bring about God's kingdom right here on earth, even after our earthly death. Our mission at Lutheran Foundation of the Southwest is to recognize, inspire, facilitate, and teach legacy stewardship. Working with congregations and their leaders throughout the 3 Texas synods, gift planners assist congregational members in making legacy gifts for their family and loved ones, the ministries of Christ Church, and other nonprofit organizations. So I'd like to give you a little background information about the foundation. The foundation was founded in 1979 by a group of influential Lutherans to help ministries in Texas grow and thrive through legacy gifts. The foundation has over 40 years as an established support to benefit Lutheran ministries. We also serve in partnership with the ELCA Foundation and are their representatives in the 3 Texas synods. Over the years, we have distributed over $17.64 million to our sponsors and over $5.75 million to other ELCA charities, congregations, colleges, and other nonprofit organizations. Let me say that again for you all, for those of you sitting in the back and joining us online. Over the years, the foundation has distributed over $17.64 million to our sponsors and over $5.75 million to other ELCA charities, congregations, colleges, and other nonprofit organizations. Brick by brick, we are building God's kingdom, and it starts with you. How does the foundation work and serve our clients? As your gift planner, it is my job to help plan your legacy for family, ministry, and other nonprofit organizations you are passionate about. During the planning process, I will provide a blueprint to put your plans in place. Plans for blessing loved ones, church ministries, and other nonprofits. I will work with you to design an individual plan that is specifically tailored for your goals and needs. Your plan is going to look different than your neighbor sitting next to you. Most of the plans we work on at the foundation can be updated at any time. We know that biblical generosity is proportional generosity, which is why we recommend planning be done in proportion or percentages for family and ministry rather than specific dollar amounts. We know our net worth changes daily, so whether our total assets increase or decrease over time, proportional goals for family and ministry will keep your plans on track. Unless you direct otherwise, the plans we put in place will not come to maturity until after your death, or in the case of a couple, after both spouses are deceased. We recommend this because we believe for couples, The surviving spouse should have full access to all of your resources for future care and needs later in life. I am your charitable legacy planner. I am not a CPA and I am not an attorney. I do not replace your other legal or tax advisors. In fact, I welcome the opportunity to work with them to create the best plan for you. We work with you to recommend strategies in your planning that are tax advantaged for you and your family. When you decide to consider a plan with the Lutheran Foundation of the Southwest, there is no fee, charge, or cost of any kind to you or your congregation. So you may be wondering, why Lutheran Foundation of the Southwest? Why do I need a gift planner? Well, that's a great question, and I have some answers for you. As I mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, I represent many Lutheran ministries. As your gift planner, I have no agenda other than your goals for how you wish to bless your loved ones and provide future gifts for the ministries of Christ Church. As your gift planner, I'm here to walk with you every step of the way in putting your plans in place. I want to be sure the plan you want is the plan you get. Gift planners can advise you on how to maximize your gift to perpetuity for the ministries and nonprofits that you are most passionate about. The foundation is also able to help you benefit multiple ministries. I recently worked with donors who wanted to remember their current congregation, the congregation they were raised in, as well as a few other Lutheran ministries they were passionate about. And working with us, they were able to update their plans and have multiple ministries easier. Some of your assets are going to be taxable to your heirs. As a gift planner, I will help you identify which assets are best suited for gifts to family and which are better suited for charitable gifts to ministry because of their tax advantages. So what can we do for you? We can guide your individual legacy planning through a bequest, a beneficiary designation, endowments, and charitable trusts. I like to keep my presentations as conversational and interactive as possible. So at this time, I would like to open it up for some interaction. What are the ministries that God has placed on your heart? And anyone can call one out.
I think a lot of it, wanting to make sure that the camp ministries are taken care of.
Camp ministry, yes.
That was such a big influence on my life growing up.
Yes. Yes, that is a good one. Anyone else?
This congregation has a lot with the Presbyterian night children.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily Lutheran, but you could give something to that.
Yes. Yeah.
And Lutheran Social Services of Texas was started up, which is what, 40 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trinity did a lot with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
We always seem to enjoy eating, and so Bread for the World is something that I'm
Yeah.
very interested in seeing that people have food.
Yes. Yes.
Lutheran Immigration and Refugee Services.
Yes, that one is a good one to be thinking of, especially right now. Yeah. So one could be a global ministry to help others, such as Lutheran Immigration Refugee Services. A synod ministry to help in your local region. What about a specific ministry that helped you or your family, either currently or growing up? And finally, what about Trinity? As you get older, end of life discussions are most times very stressful to think about. What are the concerns that you have currently about your family and your retirement? Could it be tax concerns? What about low cost realization on highly appreciated assets?
What does that mean?
So, that's a great question. So if you have like $100,000 annuity and it's grown to 175,000, your kids will pay taxes on that gain. So that would be what it is. What about, do you desire income? Did you retire early, or did something come up after you retired that you needed a more income than you had planned originally? Are you concerned that you have a limited estate plan and you wouldn't be able to do much or gift to any of the ministries that you are passionate about? And then this is probably the most important one. What about your desire to provide for loved ones? You want to make sure that your children and your grandchildren are taken care of. These are some of the concerns that we see a lot. And so when you meet with me or your gift planner, I will ask what concerns you have. And then in our next meeting, I will provide an idea on how to address those concerns so they're not real heavy on your heart. Everyone's situation is completely different and requires personal attention. Lutheran Foundation of the Southwest provides that through individual consultation. And so at this time, I have a short video from donors throughout the Texas synods that talk more about their experience working with the Lutheran Foundation of the Southwest.
We tend to focus on, in the church, giving is the offering plate. Sometimes we don't realize the magnitude of opportunities. We tend to focus on, in the church, giving is the offering plate. Sometimes we don't realize the magnitude of opportunities to give in the church. Really what legacy giving is about is recognizing that your giving doesn't stop with the life that you've been given, because we're a resurrection people. And even in death, God finds a way to breathe new life.
If we are interested and willing to give of our gifts and our talents while we're here alive, why shouldn't we be thinking about giving a portion of our estate back to the ministry of the congregation and the ministry of the ELCA Church after we're no longer here?
Once we got out of seminary and we actually had full incomes and a house and all this stuff, we started thinking, okay, we should think about long-term planning, and especially once we had our son Joel.
So our biggest question was, how do we steward the abundance that God has given us?
Lutheran Foundation of the Southwest, in partnership with the ELCA Foundation, provides a broad range of investment opportunities and opportunities for people to identify missions that they would like.
We want to give legacy to give. The Lutheran Foundation provided that vehicle to enable us to leave a legacy for our children, but also for church and church-related bodies and other organizations.
All right, you're good.
All right. So what is your next step? I would invite you to schedule a confidential, no cost, no obligation appointment with me, your gift planner, to talk about your goals as it relates to your family and the ministries and nonprofits you are passionate about. I would also have you gather documents to review your estate plan to make sure that your estate goes the way that you want it planned. And throughout this whole process, and especially as you leave our session this afternoon, I'd ask that you could be in prayer about how you can be a part of something so much greater than yourselves that will last so much longer than yourselves through a legacy gift to the ministries you're passionate about. And for more information about the foundation, you can visit our website at www.lfsw.org. There's also our ministry overview that I've placed on some of the tables. And then I'd like to conclude our time together the same way we started, with scripture from the 16th chapter of Deuteronomy, verse 17. All shall give as they are able, according to the blessing of the Lord your God that he has given you. This reading tells me that all of my gifts are gifts from God and that I am called to share them with others. And so I'd like to thank you all for having me this morning. It's been wonderful to worship with you all this morning. And I'd like to open it up for any questions or discussion that you all may have.
Can you talk about some of the documentation that we want to collect that you would like to look at?
Yeah, that's a great question. So documentation such as your will would be a good thing to look at, but a lot of items these days a lot of your assets won't flow through your will. So I would make sure that the beneficiary designations on your accounts are the beneficiaries that you want them to be, such as your spouse or your kids or a ministry. And if you if we were to make an appointment and work on a legacy plan together, this is something that I would help you with, about getting all the beneficiary designations in place and making sure it goes to who you want them to go to.
Just beneficiary designations or something, you want to be real specific about the wording.
Yes. So a lot of them, like your life insurance accounts, for example, it would be like you can put your spouse or your children, and they usually ask for like their address, their birth date, social security, I think, and a couple other things. So it would be make sure that it is the right person. There have been some people who have gone through a divorce and their beneficiaries of their life insurance account was their ex-husband, for example. So just making sure that everything is lined up how you want it to be. No, so we just ask that the gift you give, 60% of that gift be for Lutheran ministries, and then 40% be other nonprofits, but it at least has to be 60%. And there are a wide range of Lutheran ministries that would hit that 60%. Like you could do Trinity, and you can do Lutheran Immigration and Refugee Services. So, yes.
I'm sorry, I guess I don't understand. 60% of what, if you have designated beneficiaries, like children?
So if you are to leave a legacy gift, can I step away from the camera, Pastor Will? Is that okay? Okay, I'll come closer. So if you were to do like 10% of your estate, you want it to go to the ministries you care about. Of that 10%, it has to add up 60% of that gift has to be for a Lutheran organization or ministry. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
specifically.
Yes,
So I looked on your business card.
Yeah.
And your address is down in Sliver.
yes.
So how often are you up here?
Great question. I actually am located in the DFW area. So our corporate offices are in Churchill.
Okay.
And so,
So we're not doing you to drive up and down I-35.
no. So I'm the gift clerk for the NT Nelson and I am located I live in Farmington. So that's not far from here. Pretty centrally on whatever highways that need to get to. So yes, I work from my home, but I go to the congregation. Yes, there are, along with the ministry overview, there is a legacy seminar evaluation. If you could just fill that out, and there's it is after you learn something, what you found most valuable, and then if you'd like to hear more information about it, and then my business cards are stapled to the back of the ministry overview, but I also have extras. Yes.
I'd like to thank you for your example of attending our Sunday school class this morning.
Yes.
And for worshiping with us.
Yes.
That's a good role model of what you will do and participate.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being with you all this morning. It's fun. It was good to meet everybody and to be at both services and see the different people. It was fun doing the Sunday school. Yeah. But it's cool to see different churches, smaller, like we're all DLC of different churches, whatever. All congregations meet.
Where do we hang out?
Yeah, I'll be hanging out.
Anybody have
for a little bit.
specific
Yeah,
questions?
yeah, any specific questions, I'll be hanging out for however long you guys want.
This is only after the day. It's not like.
Correct.
And, well, there you go.
No giant soon.
Well, it came out wrong. Excuse me. Where you have a trust,
Yes,
Franklin Trust or something where you could distribute through that.
yes. There are like current giving options, but this is like what
So
we're
for when
talking
you
about.
passed on the right beyond.
Exactly.
I do need.
Yeah.
That would be fun. It's most valuable.
I don't know if there's a,
Oh, no. No.
maybe private would be a. They would be considered the third Christian.
I think so, but
And you can do any financial system with that. You can, like, there's charitable side to it too.
so for team.
Yeah.
You're,
Sure.
anyone has specific
Yeah,
questions for
any
you that you
specific
want?
questions, you can come up to me, but that was all. Thank you for attending. Hope you learned stuff about legacy planning.
We give her a big round of applause. Thank you so much.
And for our first Silver Smarts series, I want to thank you all for being a part of it. I know some came and went over the course of the different Sundays, but it's truly, truly appreciated. I will be sending out an evaluation to you all via email. So if you'll just give me your thoughts, I love a little bit of feedback and putting together a postmortem, so if we do this again, we've got somewhere to start. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks for putting it together.
Absolutely. And if you have thoughts